Well, the vice mayor of one Los Angeles County town is under federal investigation after she called on two of LA's largest gangs to take on federal immigration agents. Watch.
I want to know where all the cholos are at in Los Angeles. 18th Street, Florencia. Where's the leadership at? Because you guys are all about territory, and this is 18th Street, and this is Florencia. You guys tag everything up, claiming hood. And now that your hood's being invaded by the biggest gang there is, there ain't a peep out of you. So whoever's the leadership over there, just get your members in order.
Cudahy, California Vice Mayor Cynthia Gonzalez mentions the infamous 18th Street gang and Florencia. These gangs have a reputation for extreme violence, targeted killings of rival gangs and innocent civilians, drug trafficking and extortion, sexual violence and exploitation, and that's just the first drop in the bucket. One LA police union chief wants Gonzalez held to the highest account, telling Fox News Digital, quote, she should definitely resign from her position, and the district attorney or U.S. attorney should bring charges against her if she crossed any legal lines. These gang members are known to be violent. They have killed law enforcement officers in the past, and it is completely irresponsible and reprehensible for Gonzalez to even engage in that kind of talk or behavior. Leslie, that's near your hood.
Yep.
Talk to me about how the community feels about her call to action here. And I'm really hoping that they stand with law enforcement in there and see that this is reprehensible too.
Oh, I'll tell you what they think, because I live in Los Angeles, and thank you so much, because I'm so tired of watching people on TV across the board who've never been to LA telling me what they think. What she said it was disgusting. I would agree there. Overwhelming majority of people, even in that community, think that that's disgusting, that she should resign or she should be terminated. But what we further find disgusting, yesterday at my post office, we had ICE in the parking lot. My post office is ground central for everyone who lost their home or their home was damaged like mine in the Eaton Canyon fire. These people are traumatized, and you got these guys, you know, and we don't even know if they're really ICE. They're refusing to give their names, their badge numbers, show their faces. What we are upset about in California is that we don't have ICE going after these gangs. They know where they are. And believe me, these gangs and these gang members, they're not washing dishes. They're not at Home Depot. They're certainly not the mother breastfeeding the baby. They're certainly not the cancer victim. They're certainly not in the elementary schools or at the graduations.
Wait a minute.
And those are the people that
you
we
live
want
in a
to support.
sanctuary state. Okay? So if ICE goes after the gangs, the LAPD have been told, back off, don't help ICE find people. No, come on, Leslie.
Harriet,
you know
I'm
you
sorry.
live in a
There's
sanctuary
video
state.
everywhere with LAPD assisting ICE in Los Angeles. There's video yesterday morning of that. And there's real-time live stream. There's tape. It's all over. You can Google it. I'm sorry. What we want is the worst of the worst. And those gang members,
So you better get rid of
we
that
want the drug
sanctuary state
traffickers,
governor
the
you have
sex
going on.
traffickers, the gang members. We want them deported, not the children, the cancer victims, the women breastfeeding their
So
babies.
where's the protesting to support the LAPD? Where's the protesting to call and thank you publicly to the ICE agents to go out and get the bad guys, the worst of the worst?
Because
Where is
they're
all of
not
that?
out getting the worst of the worst.
Yes.
Where I live, no, they're not. They're not. They're going into churches, elementary schools, graduations. And that's another thing. It's not what they're doing, it's the way they're doing it. Example, you're at your kid's high school graduation, right? There's one person there, let's say, that they're after. They can get that person outside their home, outside of their work. They don't need to ruin
But
the graduation
you
for all
know
those
they
kids and
use
all those
people as human
parents.
shields. We saw that in Colorado in Aurora at that apartment complex.
Laura, I want to get you in here. You have interviewed so many of the heads of law enforcement agencies now in this country, and the reality is that ICE is trying to do their job. And at every level, they are being thwarted and prevented by the California state leadership, local leadership, in addition to the community that wants to dox them. And that's just the tip of that iceberg. We know as well that assaults on ICE agents have increased 500%. So the reality is that they are trying to protect American interests. They are being thwarted every second. And for an elected official to call on violent law enforcement murderous gangs to help defend the territory against a federal agency, that is unethical at a minimum, illegal at most.
Yeah, and I don't want to assume anything that went on during the filming of this post that she put up there, but it does seem like she maybe was enjoying herself and imbibing in some way, potentially on the front end. It just kind of felt like that. I would also warn, if you are an elected official, think twice before you post a video. She deleted that video because she knew full well it was a mistake to post it. You're right, though. We want our law enforcement officers, whoever they are, federal, local, state, they ought to be able to go out and do their jobs. That is what the American people have said time and time again they want to see happen. And Leslie, by the way, they absolutely are going after gang members.
Yes.
Donald Trump, during his first term in office, was dead set on getting rid of MS-13 gang members. He went all across the country seeking them out. You don't hear a lot about MS-13 as much anymore. Thanks to President Trump. He's going after the gangs. Believe me, that is top priority for him.
Now, Guy, the local other officials there have said that was her personal opinion. They distanced themselves, said it wasn't her official capacity. But when you represent an elected office, that's a 24-hour-a-day job. There's been plenty of calls for her resignation and more, including an investigation by the FBI.
Yeah, there'd be consequences. If that's just her personal opinion, it's a terrible one, first of all. And also, she has this job that she needs to understand there are responsibilities that come with that job. When I was doing some research for this segment on this story, because we've been talking about it for several days, I noticed there were a few articles in the Los Angeles Times sort of running interference for her. What she really meant by this, what her lawyer's saying. I then did some more digging. The Los Angeles Times endorsed her for school board in 2019 when she was running for school board. She's an educator. So I looked at her official biography. I just want to read one quick quote from her official bio. Dr. Gonzalez is passionate about creating healthy and safe communities. Well then, I'm not sure how safe it is to sick gang members on federal agents, as she did in that video.
I look forward to that resignation. I'm sure it'll be coming shortly. Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.